All right, time yet again to refresh our front porch and get it nice and planted up for the summer. Hi, welcome to my channel. So first thing you can see is my cone boxwoods, especially this one right here. They're not doing very well. They're not really enjoying their containers anymore. They did make it a full year before this one really kind of went downhill. And I think it's because it kind of gets the brunt of the wind from this direction. It gets all the sun, whereas these other two in the corners are a little more protected. So what I want to do is just get the porch cleaned out and transplant these 3 cone boxwoods out to the hillside in my backyard, which I will show you later. Let's take a moment for this beautiful arrangement my mom got me for Mother's Day. I know, my own mom getting me a Mother's Day gift. It seems wrong. I did get her a gift, of course, too, but isn't that so pretty? I'm going to just leave it kind of sitting here for now because I love to look at it. Alright, I went ahead and cleaned things off, emptied things out, and kind of moved some of my pots around. I'm not doing any major changes other than just planting today, but I wanted to get my containers kind of where I wanted them. And so I did toss around the idea of getting new ones. Decided not to. I just don't really have the energy for it, and I figure once my flowers get going, they'll kind of be the main visual. Hard to think of at this point, seeing all these empty pots and concrete and nothing lush. Need to do something with my wreath. Seen better days. You can see we get some wind. But let me go ahead and show you what plants I have and what my plan is. Alright, so here we have it. Last year I went with lots of the fuchsia Supertunias, and this year I really wanted to have the Supertunia Vista Bubblegum, which if you've grown this kind of Supertunia by proven winners, it's a beast. It absolutely takes over. You need only one of these per container and you'd have a great container. I'm going to do more than one. Hopefully they won't overpower their little container mates. But yes, this is proven winner Supertunia Vista Bubblegum. Look at that price right there. I found these at my local Walmart. I had to kind of look around because certain garden centers, you really find a wide variety in prices, but if you kind of keep looking, there are some good deals out there. So this is going to be kind of my main focal point. I like this color pink because it really glows, and my porch faces west, so it's in the shade the first part of the day, and then we get that late afternoon sun. So when it's in the shade, this kind of pink really shows up, and I like it. And you can already see how pretty it looks with the sweet potato vine. This is Proven Winners Sweet Caroline. I've never grown this variety. I know Laura from Garden Answer, this is her favorite, so I was super thrilled when I found this at my local Lowe's. All right, so you can kind of already see what I'm working with here. We've got the pink, we've got the green, and then I thought it would be so fun to throw in a little bit of yellow. Now I'm hoping this guy doesn't get overpowered by the Bubblegum. This is a Proven Winners Supervells Lemon Slice. I just thought it was so cute. I wanted something yellow, so I'm going to try my best to kind of space this guy out so he has a chance to kind of make his own steak in the container. Okay, so you can see we have 3 plants so far. I'm not sure how many I'm going to do per container, but these are kind of the colors I'm going for. I do try to do the thriller, spiller, filler kind of theory when I'm planting. So basically your thriller is your centerpiece that's in the middle. Your filler is kind of the thing that creates volume, kind of bushes out, makes the pots look really lush. And then your spiller is anything that trails, kind of cascades down the pots. So Supertunias and sweet potato vines, I feel, are both fillers and spillers. They kind of plump up and then cascade down. So as my thriller, I'm going with a purple fountain grass. I like the dark foliage, and it looks so itty bitty and just harmless right now, but come 2 months from now it's going to be this monster with plumes that shoot up like 4 feet in the air, and it's really pretty. I did a few last year on my back deck and we just love them. Now I did pick up this lime thyme Coleus from Lowe's. I've never grown this before, but these get to be about 40 inches tall, so this would make a great thriller. Also, a nice centerpiece. I debated doing these out front instead of the purple fountain grass, but my thinking is, oops, I keep knocking my flowers over. Whoopsie. My thinking is these 2 colors are too close together, so what I think I'll do is save these for my thrillers on my back deck, and then instead of getting the nice chartreuse sweet potato vine, I think I'll get the dark one and really play up that contrast. But I'm really excited to try these out. I might do one out here, we'll see. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and top off my containers with some fresh soil, a little bit of compost, and then I'm gonna start placing my flowers and get to planting.
Babe, why can't you see? No hope in what's left of me. I had to tell you before I fall asleep. Sitting there on the edge, babe, not knowing which way to lean. I am the wreckage in need of glue. Smash my guitar and stay in tune. Tired of the lies, they're old like me. Tripping all over you, babe. Tripping all over.
All right, I am going to use this pot to kind of test out my layout. All right, bubblegum, I'm thinking here. Potato vine here. Of course, we have our purple fountain grass centerpiece here. This is a hard pot because no one really sees the back, so I hate to banish this guy, our little lemon slice, to the back, but I have a feeling that might be what I'm going to have to do. And remember, these get so huge. It doesn't look like a lot of flowers right now, but these are going to absolutely take off once the heat hits us.
Tripping all over you.
the flowers. That doesn't happen a whole lot. I don't know what I did, but I completely miscalculated and I need to go back and get more. Sadly, I don't have a lot of time. It's about time to start making dinner and kind of do some evening activities. So I'll probably run to the store first thing after I drop off my daughter at school and finish up in the morning. All right, it's the next morning, right back to it. All right, we're mostly planted. What I want to do now is take this guy who is sitting in this little plastic tray, and I think I'm going to pop this out and put it in a large container around kind of toward the back of my house, and then I'm going to pop in just one bubblegum. Again, I know that seems insufficient and just like it's going to be too small, but it'll really fill in and kind of cascade over this table. I only hope this dish is big enough to kind of support it. I think it'll be fine. So I'll go ahead and get this transplanted. right, here we are. Everything is planted, watered in, got the whole front porch area cleaned off. It's such an exciting feeling starting off new, fresh annuals for the year. How do you guys like my wreath? It was a little bit of a struggle. I really wanted something yellow. I think this is kind of the wrong tone. I wanted kind of a cooler yellow, kind of looser. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep my eyes open and see if I can find kind of more of the wreath I was looking for. I just wanted something to kind of bring out the little hints of yellow in the lemon splice Supertunias or Supervells. We'll see, stay tuned. Now, I really did show some restraint in planting. In the past, I've really packed things in. For these containers that have kind of a back that we don't see, what I decided to do was put my thriller in the back corner so that this is the Coleus. It's going to grow about 40 inches high. That's over 3 feet. And then, of course, we have our Supervells, Supertunia, Vista, Bubblegum that'll start to kind of fill in and spill over the sides of the containers. We have our Sweet Caroline, Sweet Potato Vine, more Supertunias. This poor guy back in the corner. I know, I'm so sorry. But had to do it. I couldn't just leave that blank. And I didn't want to put the purple fountain grass in the corner. I thought that would look kind of funny since I'm trying to kind of keep these two pots symmetrical. And remember, this purple fountain grass, you can barely even see it on camera. It is going to grow so huge and really add some nice height to our front porch. And another thing I was thinking as I was planting is the purple fountain grass is great for a fall front porch also because it has that nice kind of purple color that looks really good with pumpkins, and it'll still be looking really good in the fall. So that's a plus. I'm excited for that. Over here, I kept everything kind of the same as last year. I've said this before, we don't sit out here a whole lot. I know it looks like we should, but we usually sit out back or up on our balcony right above me. Here we transplanted out the container my mom got me for Mother's Day, and I had to kind of work to get this Supertunia in here. I'm hoping he does okay. I had to kind of loosen the root ball and kind of pry it apart and settle him down in there. It's not a deep dish at all, so this is a little bit of an experiment, but if all goes well, it's going to fill in and really make a cute little centerpiece here on this ottoman. All right, and back in this corner, same thing. I did offset this purple fountain grass to the back since no one sees back here, so this is in the back, and then everything else can kind of spill out the front, and it'll just be really, really pretty. Now, one thing I didn't say is I do have all my containers set up for drip. Nothing's connected right now. I've been having a hard time with this particular drip line, so I don't know if I'm actually planning to connect them or just plan on hand watering, but everything's set up. You can see I have these kind of flopped over at the moment. Very beautiful, I know. But if I do connect things, I have a little chute, let's see, it's right there that I can connect in to my line, and then I can just use a landscape staple and kind of flop these over and it'll be set up. So we will see. The other thing, I meant to get saucers. I need fresh saucers this year. All of mine are cracked, and I don't like to spill out water and stain the concrete, but I forgot to get them. So I'll be getting those in the next few days. I have my little container recipes kind of laid out. What I do with these tags is I tape them down in my little garden notebook so I can remember them from year to year and kind of make notes on what worked well and what I don't want to use again. So I'll tape them in kind of like that. I did that last year and it was really helpful. So I do love Proven Winners. I think it's a great company. I've grown several of their annuals now and they do perform really, really well. I do have a specific maintenance routine since they're really high performing plants. They do take a little more care. I'll go ahead and link a video to what I do to take care of my flowers. Again, this is something I look forward to every year. I love taking care of flowers. It's one of my favorite hobbies, so I don't mind going the extra mile to kind of take care of them to ensure that they keep performing and keep looking beautiful. It's deceiving to see them looking so small right now, but before I know it, these containers are all going to kind of disappear, fade into the background, and the flowers are really going to become such a focal point of vibrant color, lushness, and I just can't wait. It's so exciting. I'll go ahead and include some footage of my porch and a few of my pots from my back deck from last year just to give you an idea of how the flowers kind of grow over time and what they end up looking like. I almost forgot to show you my boxwoods and where I ended up planting them. So let me show you. All right, there they be. Don't mind my drip line and makeshift stairs. This is kind of a more rustic area of our back hillside, but this is the boxwood that was really struggling. I just turned him around. Everything's connected to drip already, and I'm hoping they do well and start to fill in. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll keep updating you on the progress of this porch. I can't wait to see these flowers fill in and become huge and beautiful as it gets warmer and the summer progresses. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye.